and 13. There's a big fuss. And that's the reason is, this is Yahweh, the other is Elohim. The three men came, went to the tent, washed their feet, treats them really nicely. And notice, you can feel this is Yahweh like the Garden of Eden story, can't you? Where is your wife Sarah? You know, it's like that stern, almost voice that you heard previously in that other story. Yeah, she's in the tent. I will visit you next year and your wife will have a son. See, it's a repetition. Now, you can't deny there's repetition going on. It just may be repetitious, but on the other hand, the modern academic way of explaining is a different storyline spliced in. There is a repetition here that you could explain through the storyline idea. She was listening at the entrance. Again, more human story. You see, she's creeping around the tent, not as like unimaginative as the first one, which is more interested in the ideology, circumcise yourself, and all that sort of thing. This one is she's creeping around the tent, trying to see what's going on inside. Nice, real nice touch. Now Abraham and Sarah were old. We heard that, and look at how this Yahweh is even more frank than most people. He doesn't just have Abraham saying, "Oh, she's 90." He said, she stopped having her monthly periods. She stopped having her monthly periods. So that's really a pretty personal note. So she laughs, thinking, "Oh, am I going to have a child? This is absurd." And then she even goes further. Look at that one. Is pleasure going to come my way again? She's 90 years old. She's hopping around. My mother is 98. She just fell going to the senior center. And I just have a vision of her hopping about. And she's pretty agile for a 98-year-old person. And I can just see her picture her saying, "Is pleasure going to come my way again?" I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyway. And then, like in the Garden of Eden, listen to how stern. See, it is Yahweh, the third one. Yahweh said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh? Who told you you were naked?" Hear the voice? Same voice. Why did Sarah laugh? Say, am I really going to have a child? Is anything too wonderful for Yahweh? The next year I shall visit you again. This is all repetition, isn't it? So, it's nice to read it because it's interesting. And then, of course, like the Eve, she sasses him. I did not laugh, like Eve. And she said lying because she was afraid, you know, like Eve shirking around in the garden. I mean, this is the same right, totally the same right. Same stuff. And he replied, "Oh, yes, you did laugh, but you did laugh." End episode. Now, the men set out and got to Sodom. And Abraham showed them the way. He was very assiduous. And Yahweh said, "Shall I conceal from Abraham what I'm going to do, seeing that Abraham will become a great nation with all nations," here we go again, "blessing themselves through him, and I've singled him out to command his sons and his household to maintain the way of Yahweh by just and upright living," and so on and so forth. And then Yahweh said, "I'll tell him what's going to happen. How great an outcry, line 20, is there going to be against Sodom and Gomorrah? Their sin is really terrible. I'm going to go down there and see what's going on in that place." Sounds like George Bush, when they come out here and see what the sins we're all involved in. Get rid of the pornography. The men left and went to Sodom, while Abraham remained standing before Yahweh. So you see, how do we know it's one of the three is Yahweh? Because in chapter 19:1, the two angels reach Sodom, so only two go down. Abraham remains with Yahweh. So the third, you see, is in this story Yahweh, or the Lord. Come on, God. Are you really going to destroy this place? The just, the righteous, with the unrighteous? And Abraham starts bargaining with God. That's another little episode. Look, how about 50 righteous men in the town? Are you really going to destroy the place if there are 50 righteous men in it? Are you going to kill the righteous with the sinner? Good argument. And okay, God says, if 50, fine, I won't destroy it. Look, Abraham, look, bargaining in the market hasn't ended 27th. I'm a nobody, I'm dust and ashes, but look, suppose not 50, suppose it's only 45. Are you going to destroy it just for 5 more people? Oh, okay, God says 45. See, this is really, I can see my Muslim friend getting all worked up about this. But I think we in the West like this. It's human, and it's really entertaining, and it's very attractive. Okay, 45. How about 40? Okay, 40. Look, Lord, don't get angry about this thing, but what about 30? Oh, okay, 30. Oh, look, God. What about 20? Yes, okay, 20. I will not destroy it for the sake of 20. Look, Lord, one more time. What about 10? All right, I will not destroy it, he replied, for the sake of 10. And then Yahweh went away. This is where the Jews and others get the tradition of the 10 just men, upon whose existence the world is predicated. From this story, 10 righteous ones who uphold the world. That God will not destroy the world for the sake of 10 just men. Some of the rabbinical traditions augment it to 36, but I think the 10 is where it is in this story. And the Jews to this day, for a quorum in their synagogues, have a 10-man quorum to hold a service. And I'm sure it's related to this story. How and what way, I can't tell you. But in any case, 10 then becomes the basic number for, the minimum number, or whatever it is you're thinking of. And of course, 10 righteous ones, theoretically, God will withhold destruction. Although here it was just a city, I'm not sure how many it would take to withhold destruction from the world. You'll have to ask God about that. But anyway, he goes away, and 2 angels get to Sodom. And this is a story, I think we did a little bit last time. Typical story about hospitality in the Middle East. You're supposed to protect the